100 knots.
200.
Continue.
100.
Hello YouTube, and a very warm welcome back to the channel. And in today's flight we're going to be flying the Inibuilds A350 as Finnair 3 Mike Lima service from Helsinki down to London Heathrow. This is a requested flight that was put in the Discord, so we're going to do this one today. It's a beautiful, beautiful sunset happening here in Helsinki right now. We are connected to VATSIM and we are using the VATSIM static injector on the stands, so it doesn't look like it is a ghost town. And I have to say, it looks fairly busy down here to be able to tell on this lovely sunrise day. So we are in Oscar Hotel Lima Whiskey Tango, and we're going to take her across to London Heathrow. We are looking at a flight time of 2.5 hours, so it should be pretty nice. And this row of Finnairs just looks stunning. I wish VATSIM would be like this all the time, but unfortunately not. So, shall we jump into the flight deck, check her out, get everything prepped up, and we will then head across to London Heathrow. And welcome into the flight deck of Finnair 3 Mike Lima service to London Heathrow from Helsinki. Pretty much in a turnaround state. Batteries are on, everything's been left from the crew that was flying this afternoon / this morning, and now we're going to take the nighttime service over to London Heathrow and operate that service. So let's go ahead and do our preliminary checks, just make sure everything's in order for us. So throttles are in idle, fuel cups are off, engine switches to normal, flaps are 0, ground spoilers are disarmed, and all the fuel pumps are off as necessary. So let's go ahead and we will do our preliminary checks that we need to do, just to make sure that everything is in order for us. And we're good there. So we'll do crew supply, and we can then do the adheres 1, 2, and 3. Then we'll do our fire test. Perfect. All the fuel pumps will remain off. Fault light, fault light, fault light. So we should have 4 fault lights on the gens. Fault lights on the packs because we don't have coming in. And the packs is on normal. Perfect. Right, let's go ahead and come down to the OIS and get this on the go. We do not want that screen. I always keep forgetting that this thing's a thing, because this one is where you can do all sim brief and all that via just inside the aircraft itself. We want this one. So let's go ahead and import. So we are in the A350-900 today as Oscar Hotel Lima Whiskey Tango. Flight number is 1337, and we've got a call sign of Finnair 3 Mike Lima Helsinki to London Heathrow. Alright, load sheet we can pull, and yeah, so let's go ahead and we shall look at the data for today in terms of our OFP. So our OFP, we are Finnair 1337 on the 9th of June 2026. We are Helsinki over to London Heathrow, A350-900, Oscar Hotel Lima Whiskey Tango, which we've confirmed and identified that that's the aircraft range that we're in today, and we got released at 1800 Zulu. We're OFP number 4, because I was playing around trying to get the 2 call signs. I tried to get one, it wasn't free, had to recompile the OFP, and then eventually got this one. So this is the second call sign that they use out the 2. Vanata to Heathrow, and we are, as I say, Finnair 3 Mike Lima, A350 Trent XWB-84 engines, due to get out of here at 1900 Zulu, which is going to be a bit late for us, so because of all the issues that we've had trying to get the OFP and all that generated. Helsinki to Heathrow, and we are looking at a 2 hour and 29 minute flight, so 2.5 hours over to here, and 3 hours and 34 minutes of fuel on board. It's planned for us to take 20.5 tons of fuel. Now, as I say in the previous video, and all my videos, and even when I'm live, is do we need more fuel? Is Helsinki busy to a state and standard that we're going to need to get holds and all that stuff? No. Helsinki is pretty much dead. There's no ATC on. we'll be pushing back our own discretion, and traffic flow is pretty minimal. Heathrow, congested airspace, full ATCs online, so that's also a possibility that we could get told to hold coming in. And then also we could get told to hold on taxiways on the ground to allow outbound traffic to pass, depending on where we're getting put. Also, we are dealing with a headwind on the way down to here, because obviously oceanic winds blow from west to east. We're going straight west, so we're going to be hitting the headwind. So 20.5. That's round that's taking an extra 500 kilos, so we'll take 21 tons for today. As I say, cost index 15. And we've got an average winds of 212 at 23 knots as well, and we've got a distance of 998 nautical miles for today. Let's go ahead and look at our Sigma charts. So our highs, nothing. We've got an updraft coming from the south directly to the north. Doesn't give us an altitude. So we can't really do much on that front. Yeah, it's pretty much not giving us any information on that. So, does not help us. But it is a direct wind to the north, which is pretty severe. It's pretty moderate to severe, but it's actually okay. So if we go back to the first page on the AFP again, as I say, we're also cruising flight level 430 with an alternate of Stansted, so that is good. So let's go ahead and put this fuel in. So we're asking for 21 tons for today. So 21 tons, we'll set the fuel, we'll instant it, just for the purpose of this video. I don't tend to instant any of this. It's just for the purpose of this video. We'll do instance for all that, and then we will set a 0 fuel weight as well. With that, it's going to just do everything, which has got all packs on board, 306 packs, which is in correspondence to the briefing on SimBrief as well. So perfect. We'll go to the OFP page. We'll leave this open for just now. But what we can do is we can simulate the boarding in terms of everything else. So I have a new fancy tool which is available on the TO. Link will be in the description, where you can use a VoIP to communicate with the ground. So let's do that. Cockpit to ground. Please start boarding. There you go. So now boarding is fully simulated. I don't even have to open up any menus or anything like that. I literally just used push to talk to communicate with the VoIP, which gives a little bit more simulation. So now that our adheres are aligned and our navs, let's go ahead and do all this. So we are in the A350-900P Trent XWB 84 engines, 14th of May to the 10th of June. Obviously we are recording this on the 9th of June, so this will be getting updated tomorrow, but we're well within airrack data and within dates. We can also come to position, IRSs, make sure that these are all aligned. It says 2 minutes, but we already have our NDs and all that, so pretty much almost there. Navids, all good, and our GNSs are aligned. So perfect. So let's go ahead and come to the init page, and then we'll do copy flight plan, and then we'll do the uplink, which is absolutely perfect. So we are Finnair 3 Mike Lima, Helsinki to London Heathrow via Stansted. Flight level 430, cruising temperature for today. I will go and grab this from the OFP. So then I know what it is. So 430 at -49. That's fine. Cost index 15, and tropopause, we do not know the tropopause for Finnair, so that's fine. IRSs are lining, we'll uplink the winds as well, and get that on the go. Departure. So for today, we're off of 4 rights for today, and as our route has said, we are out of here via the Kuvam, so we'll be out of here by the Kuvam 5 Charlie departure. As I say, there's no ATC online, so we won't have any squawks or anything like that. So we can do that. We'll insert that. We'll go back to the init page, actually, back to here. London Heathrow, ILS 27 right. ILS 27 right. Via the Barham 1 hotel. And then this will be in via Lambourne. So that's all in. Perfect. So now that's just going to do its calculations and all that stuff. We can then come back to the init page. Navs are lining and adhering. Fuel load, we'll come back to this. And our takeoff performance will also come back to. Now that we've got that, we can go ahead and come to our secondary. We will import our active, which is good. Go to our flight plan, go to the last, go to the final waypoint on the SID, and then we'll set a new destination, which is going to be coming back to here. So EFHK, if we need to come back, which you never know. And then we'll be landing on the same runway, ILS 4 right, no VIA, and no star. Beautiful. On this one, we'll set up the flight plan, so then we've got that on here as well. And we will do everything else. In terms of all that, we can do seatbelt signs. Only reason why is because we've got all the fuel on board, which is wrong. It's saying 12 tons, we asked for 21 tons. Let me just set that correctly. There we go. Now we've got the 21 tons. Perfect. We already pressed that previously, but it just didn't sync through. So we'll go ahead, turn on all the fuels, and we will also get the APU up and running as well. So that's good. Right, our IRSs have now aligned. We're now nav'd. Beautiful. We can now clear that, and then what we'll do is we'll come onto the flight plan page down here, and we'll just go through all the waypoints, make sure there's no route discontinuities at all, and make sure our arrival's okay as well. So yeah, Barham, coming in via Lambourne with radar vectors. Obviously this discontinue is fine, because what I do suspect is from Lambourne we will just get radar vectored off of, and then come in via headings. So I'm all good with that. We can also pull up charts on here, which I don't tend to like doing because these are Navigraph charts, but we will use them just to make sure. But yeah, the ones that I will put on the tablet that are going to be would have been on screen will be from ChartFox, due to they are free, they're accessible to everyone. These charts are not accessible to everyone. You have to have a Navigraph subscription. So I'm not going to put paid charts on that screen. I just need to find the airport LVP. There we go. Perfect. Good. So now that that's done, we'll let that load and do whatever it needs to do. We'll go constraint over here and that as well, and the same on this side as well. In terms of our departure SID, we are on the Kuvam 5 Charlie. Where are you? 5 Charlie. That's not the one I'm on. Kuvam 5 Charlie, there we go. So Q15 Charlie, transition altitude 5,000, airport elevation is 160 feet. And we're departing runway heading of 037 to Mike Hotel, Hotel Kilo 416, and then a left-hand turn up to Lubbock, max 250 knots. Another left-hand turn heading 260 to Hotel Kilo 911, and then on a heading all the way to Coulomb, which is perfect, which is a heading of 226. Initial climb is 4,000. So we can go ahead and set that. So 4,000 feet up in the window, and everything like that's good. Let's go do some takeoff performance while we're waiting. So we'll sync from the FMC. So we're Helsinki, 4 right, 3511, dry runway, sync, all this, 290, 1007. We'll do 1007, 1007, and 1007 down there. Right. And then we've got 205.5 tons, cross-reference that with our OFP. 206, oh no, 207, and then it's got 206.4. But then we've put on additional fuel on all that as well, so perfect. We will also come down into our ATC communications, messages, all messages. So we've got our load sheet, which is a preliminary load sheet, which is perfect. And we've also got our secondary preliminary load sheet, which we will use momentarily. We'll turn these up, because these were turned down from the previous crew. And everything else. We've also got the printer, which is good, which is going to give us our weights as well. Perfect. Right. What else do we need to do? We need to do some numbers. So let's go to the init page. We'll go to the fuel and load. So we have a zero fuel weight of 186.5, which is correct on terms of that. So 186.5. Zero fuel weight center of gravity, which we can grab from here, is a 31.5. And then block fuel, we've got 21 tons, as you can see up here as well. So 21.0. Perfect. And then we've got 306 fuel on board. Perfect. Taxi fuel for today is 600, which is already in. Our alternate fuel is 2.2. And our final reserves is 2.4. Which is fantastic. And we've got a cost index of 15, 4.6 on arrival, which is correct in correspondence with our final reserves and our alternate fuel. So perfect. Take-up performance we're going to be doing in just a second. So we are Helsinki, 4 right, winds 290 at 4, 16 degrees 1007, and 207 at 5. Optimum thrust and all that's all good. We can just confirm to make sure that they are still using 4 rights with those winds. And the way that we do that is check flight radar. And flight radar is using 04s. So which is just being confirmed. So always double check that, especially if you're flying on a network, because the last thing you want to be doing is departing off the wrong runway and then you have someone dot wallop you. So that's fine. So go ahead, we'll compute. So from the full length of runway 04 right, we will be, we've got maxed out of 338.6, which is fine. We've got speeds of 148, 148, 153, flaps of 2, and we've got a flex of 67. So absolutely perfect. So we can go ahead, press this, send to the FMS, which, because it saves us typing it all out, we may as well just send it all to the FMS, because the A350 is more modern compared to a 320, and it's all the systems are interlinked and together, So it makes more sense. So 148, 148, 153, 67 flaps to 31.6, 31.7 up here, but you're at 31.6 down here. So absolutely perfect. Climb is good, cruise is good, descent, approach, go around, perfect. Let's go ahead and go back to the init page, and we will go ahead and we will get rid of that as well. In terms of the checklist, we will do that as well very shortly, actually. How are we doing for boarding? Because I know that we started all that, and then that's good. Right, let's go ahead and we can close that up as well, and then we will be good. Go up here. Right, so checklist. So cockpit preparation checklist. Gear pins and covers are removed. Fuel quantity is 21,000 kilograms. Seatbelt signs are on and barrel reference is 1007 at 160 feet. Cross-checked 3 times. For the cockpit preparation checklist is complete. Perfect. We also have the APU available, which is good as well. And shall we see how GSX is getting on, which I actually forget how to see because it's connected to this. Alright, we'll go ahead and put the bleed on. We can then lose, I believe it's external 2, but I will just confirm if it is. So we're on APU gen, no, it's external 1 we can drop, so we can drop external 1 and be still on external 2 power while we're on APU. And then we'll also come down onto here, we'll do it on this side. Just so then we can multi-link. So squawk is 2000 because we've got no ATC, and everything else is good down there. So we'll come up to the serve page. Weather and PWS can be on offers just now because we're still on stand. Turn that on, turn the DASB on, and then we'll keep this all on standby as well. So perfect. Right, we are pretty much good to go, if you ask me. We are just waiting on boarding, which we can see what's going on here. 141 passengers out of 306, perfect. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there. And then we've got no, the only fault lights that we should have up on the overhead is these. So, beautiful. Another thing we could do some cross references of is the engines. Make sure that these are all okay. And the oil temps are good as well. 44, yeah, that's fine. So we can put that back to normal. Make sure that they're okay. And then we could just do a cross-reference from all the way across. So our cabin PSI is fine, our FO PSI is fine, our rain repellent's normal. We've got climb blue, nav blue, 4000 blue, 1007 at 160 feet, 161 blue and 153 magenta. So beautiful. We can come here, we can see if there's any maintenance needed done while we're waiting to see. Oil quantity's okay. Hydraulic fluids are all okay as well. This is a page that you've got to be really careful of. I think this is based off of each livery as well, or I could be wrong, but I think it's each livery. OFP is all here, which we've already briefed over, and then that's just our landing calculator, so that's all good there. Let me just star these because it's going to be a whole lot easier for me when it comes to taxiing around this airport. Parking stands there. and our approach chart we will have ILS for right as well. Perfect. Which means then I can just go to the star and then I can easily access them. So for when we start taxiing out of here. Alright, so while we wait for the crew to finish boarding, I will play you guys some music and I will be right back. Oh no, that's deboarded. Wait, I asked for boarding. We're going to have to double check that actually, because this is deboarding the aircraft. But we're actually okay, because our numbers are still on. Okay. Wait for GSX to finish, and then we will then request for the push. So we'll go ahead, turn on the beacon, lose the external, and then we can then do the before start checklist. So before start checklist, parking brake is set. Takeoff speeds are runway 04 right, full length, with no shift, 148, 148, 50, 153, flaps 2, 31.6, and a flex of 67. Slides are not armed just yet because we're still waiting on this deboarding. What I tend to do is I just let GSX do its thing. Don't try and restart it because it can cause issues, especially with an integrated aircraft like the Inibuilds A350, where it's got full GSX synchronization and integration into it. Sometimes if you restart Quattro while it's doing its thing, you'll confuse the aircraft, and when you get to your arrival airport, then it doesn't know what it's doing properly. So even though it says deboarding, even though I asked for boarding, it's we're just going to let it do its thing, and then we'll keep an eye on this screen as well. So that's fine. So we'll come back to this once we get the slides armed and all that, which should not be much longer. 252 out of 306. Right, how are we getting on? We should be almost done. 290 out of 306. Perfect. Let's go ahead and while we're pretty much about to wrap up there, let's go ahead and look at the ground chart to see what way we're going to be pushing back. So, we're on Sierra 47, we're right here. So, we will have to push back facing to the west on Alpha Whiskey. And then we can taxi out via Alpha Kilo Zulu, and then we could take Zulu Sierra. We don't have to go all the way down to Zulu Tango, we could take Zulu Sierra, and then just line up, gives us that extra distance rather than having to take up a bit more, but that's fine. So that's that plan of action. We should hear a bing go off, which is going to be the cabin, to let us know that everything is good to go up there. We will lock that door, and we will get stuff set down there. So it's took us about 20 minutes longer just to be able to get out of here, due to delays, etc. But that is fine. Right, let's go ahead and we'll get stuff removed from the ground as well. So we can shut this door, remove the chocks, remove the ground power, and then we'll arm the slides as well, which is good. So we can come back to the before start checklist. So we've got slides armed, which are all white, and nose wheel disconnect is going to come in as well once we call for the push. Ground to cockpit, prepare for pushback. Oh, we are getting GPS jammed. Don't worry about that. It's just GPS jamming because we're close to the Russian border, and a lot of GPS jamming is going on in this region, so kind of normal. But I don't think you would get this on the ground. I remember one person telling me that you would never get this on the ground. So we'll just clear this, and then we can just clear the ND, and then clear our ECAS screen as well, which is perfect. So we've got nose wheel steering is green, so that is the before start pushback checklist is complete now. So another thing we need to check is check our distancing. So we've got 2 hours 29, which is correct, 7.8 tons, and then 1060. We had 90. Oh, that's ground. Okay, that's fine. Ground distance is 1052, 1060, within 10. So we are perfect to go on that front. So we're good. So we'll just wait for GSX people to be ready for us, and then we'll get ourselves out of here and head to a London Heathrow. That probably wants us to choose a direction. Facing southwest on Alpha Whiskey.
Release parking brakes, please.
Brakes off.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Roger, our start sequence will be 1, then 2. So we'll push back a little bit, and then we'll make sure that we're clear on both sides. So we'll turn the ignition switch to start, and then we'll go clear right, clear left, and then we can go engine number 1. Start the chrono, and then just monitor the engine. So N3 is coming in, N2 is rising, PSI is rising, oil quants dropping. M1's rising. EGT.
Please set parking brakes.
Brakes. Set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
And a veil. And then we can then clear that message, because it will all fix itself eventually. Wait for the avail light to go out. And then we can then start number 2. And go into cockpit. We have a good engine start. I don't know what you're meant to say on that. Oh, confirm good engine start. We have a good engine start. Oh, roger. Okay, well. Accent.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Perfect. Right, again, just monitoring the engines and all that as they come alive. Perfect. Avail. And then we can then set our
Tow truck
flaps.
disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Flaps 2.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Hand signal is received. Perfect. Right, let's do our flight control test. So, go left, go right, neutral, pull up, pull down, neutral, to the right, and to the left, neutral. Perfect. And now we've got nav and all that back again as well from that, so perfect. We can go to the serve page. We can turn this to Tara. PDWS can come on, and we can come back to the checklist. So after start checklist is anti-ice not required. Flight controls are checked and completed. Pitch trim is all set to 000, 31.6 for takeoff, and everything like that. Rudder trim is neutral. Ground clearance has been received and acknowledged with the wave off, and that is the after start checklist is complete. I'll bring up the taxi checklist because we will do this as we taxi out. So, as I say, it is going to be straight ahead to on Alpha Whiskey, first right on Alpha Kilo, and then we are the second left onto Zulu, and then hold Zulu Sierra for runway 04. So let's get going. So we're clear left, clear right, brakes off, and just a tiny bit of power. To get her rolling. It's been a while since I've flown the 350. Been a while. And brakes. Brakes are good. Right. Taxi checklist. Flaps are flaps 2 in green. Radar PWS is on, and takeoff config is not ready yet because we're still waiting on the cabin. So we're all good. Is this dolly car going to hold for us? It looks like it. Swinging all the way around on the right hand side. Beautiful. What a beautiful sunset up here in Helsinki. So I gotta be aware of any inbound traffic that's coming in on our right hand side, which doesn't look like anyone. Which is perfect for us. Start slowing her down to about 10 knots for the turn. You don't want to be taking these turns too quick. So 8 knots. Give her a bit of helping hand around the corner. GPS jammed again. We can depart with it, without it, as long as we just follow our ND. Need to wait for all the ambers to come up. There we go. Then we can clear them all. Perfect. And then we've got cabin ready, which means we could do takeoff config is normal, which means taxi checklist is complete. Beautiful. Right, we can check, see if anyone's coming in, which there's not within a 40-mile radius. So we want the second right, because this one is Zulu Romeo, we want Zulu 0. And then we can do the lineup checklist. Right, so lineup checklist. Cabin is secured and signalled and is green. Takeoff runway is 04 right from Zulu 0, and packs 1 and 2 are on. Lineup checklist is complete. Entering runway. Clear on the approach visually, and clear down the other side visually as well. And just to confirm the PFD, we've got brakes to RTO is blue, climb blue, nav blue, 4000 blue, 1017 at 150 feet at 148 and 153 magenta. Brilliant. And then we see you can see runway 04 right is identified as well, so that's absolutely perfect. So, spill up the engines to 25%. Off the brakes. Chrono. Manflex 67 SRS runway. 100 knots.
V1.
Hand off. Rotate. Wasn't right. Get up. Nav. Climb. Thrust, derated climb, climb. Alt blue. 4000 blue. We'll go autopilot 1. No, autopilot 2 because we're flying first officer side, and then we'll go speed check. Laps 1. And then landing is lights off as well. Speed check, flaps up. Ground spoilers disarmed. And with that, we will climb higher as well. So we'll go all the way up to cruise, which is 430 for today. So 430 in the window, 430 blue, and then we'll open climb that. So open climb, alt, cruise, blue, 43,000 blue. And then with that, we can then do the... Oh, we don't have an after takeoff checklist. Beautiful. Nav is back now as well, which is fantastic. And we can just make sure on this chart we're following each of the waypoints as well. I believe, I don't know, but someone might be able to correct me in the comments, but I believe it's company dependent on company to company. But I believe if you have a GPS jam on your departure, which I don't think from what I've been told is you don't get GPS jammed on the ground, it's mostly when you're in the air. But in this scenario, would it be with Finnair, for example, because obviously we're flying Finnair for this for you guys just now, would they hold off on putting the autopilot in until they get the nav back, or would they still put the nav in but not be reliant on the GPS side of stuff? Because I know, obviously, we don't really fly over in this region as much to be able to get the GPS jam, and we're more over in the western side of Europe. So we're not, like, always seeing it. But it's something to think about. So go standard once, standard twice, and standard 3 times. Cross-checked, standard blue, 6,000. And we'll go up flight level 430 blue. Beautiful. On our way to the London Heathrow. We are on the way. FSR, I've already turned off the music on you. Oh, but we're in a different airframe. Disregard. Let me go turn that off. Because we don't need that. Yeah. Because, yeah. And we're above 10,000. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and bring these out. We can turn the dome light up now a lot more. And we can now release that, and everything else is good. It's perfect. And then we could do our cleanup down here. So secondary flight plan, import from the active. We didn't do anything else down here. We didn't do any rings or anything in our nav database. So that's all good. So perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys enjoy the cruise, enjoy a bit of music, and enjoy the cinematics. And then I will speak to you when we get a little bit closer to London Heathrow to start planning our arrival. So until then, guys, speak to you guys very, very soon. And as you may have just heard, we have Copenhagen Control just contacted us. So, they are on 136555.
Condor 625 Copenhagen Control, hello, identified. Proceed direct to Econ. Direct Econ, Condor 625.
And they have CPDLC online as well, so this is going to be fun. EK Delta Kilo. Nice. And Copenhagen Control, a very good evening. Finnair 3, Mike Lima with you, flight level 410 inbound Merker.
Finnair 3, Mike Lima, Copenhagen Control, good evening. Set squawk 6115.
Squawk 6115 for Finnair 3, Mike Lima.
Finnair 3, Mike Lima, and I will need you in either flight level 430 or flight level 400, your choice.
Give us 2 seconds, we'll see if we can go 1,000 higher. 2 seconds. And Finnair 3, Mike Lima, yeah, we're going to have to go down to flight level 400, we're too heavy for flight level 42.
Finnair 3, Mike Lima, just for information, above flight level 410, it is 410, 430, 450, where 430 is westbound.
Okay, yeah, yeah, we'll remain 410 for Finnair 3, Mike Lima.
Finnair 3 Mike Lima. Problem is 410 is eastbound, so you need to descend flight level 400.
Roger, 400 for 3 Mike Lima. Right, flight level 400.
2480 Zapdos 265.
And then we'll do
Mermaid 248, wind in Aalborg, 240 degrees, 17 knots, runway 26 right, clear to land, and new QNH 1008.
Alright, go down 1,000 feet.
Runway 26 right, clear to land, Mermaid 248.
Red Nose 3865, winds 200 degrees, 4 knots, runway 27, clear to land.
Runway 27, clear to land, Red Nose 3865.
And we're alt star. Update this as well. We flight level 400. Perfect. And we are now on proceed direct up gas. So up gas. Lovely. What time are we estimating right now? Actually, I've not even looked at that. Now, do take in mind that we do have a discontinuity as well on the other side. So yeah, 2209. We're still not doing too bad, to be honest. 2209. It's not too bad at all. We've been in the air for an hour and 3 minutes. We've just left, or just leaving Swedish airspace, going into Denmark, and then we'll be brushing the Netherlands, and then coming on to Heathrow on the other side. We can now put that away, because that sun's kind of gone down. We can get rid of these. And what a beautiful view. Right, let's get rid of our plate. Did not mean to do that. I don't want pizza. We got any dessert? No? Okay. No, what if, where's my clip? Ah, there we go. Right, we'll put you more back into a cinematic. If ATC calls us, you know, we'll bring you back. But yeah, enjoy the cruise for a little bit, and I'll be back very, very soon. And we have now been contacted. Other services terminate. Welcome back to Unicom. Beautiful. He'll disconnect that when when he's ready to. Probably once he's received the message. But now, with that being the case, we are going to go ahead and we are going to have a look at this arrival. So let's go to terminal chart. We can unpin all these. And then we can go to London Heathrow. So we need the terminal chart for London Heathrow, which is right here. And then we then need the stands. Now, with us being Finnair, we are not parking on Terminal 5, so we're going to be mostly concentrated on the Terminal 3 area. So I don't know where we're going to be going just yet, but that's fine. The arrival, we're at the Barmai 1 Hotel into here, and then we are ILS 27 right, which is right here as well, which is absolutely perfect. So let's go ahead and we'll have a look at this arrival chart. So at Barmai, we've got to be at flight level 300 to come into here. So on ahead of 205 to Snog, and then from Snog to Logan at 250, and then from Logan to Sabre at 160, Brazo, Wezzo at flight level at max 250 knots, and then at Lambourne, which is where we would go into a hold if we needed to. We can put one in just in case for reasons that it's a bit busy and we feel that we need to go into a hold for our own reasoning. So we can put one in, but looking on VATSIM radar right now, there's no need to put one in. So Lambourne, we're going to be at 7,000, max 220 knots, and then we'll radar vector ourselves to the ILS runway 27 right. So let's go ahead and put that in. We'll make sure we've got these restrictions in as well. So we'll go flight plan, and then we'll come down. So Barmai, flight level 200, flight level 300, my bad. Lambourne, Logan, 250. Sabre, 160. Woozle, max 250 knots, and then Lambourne, max 220 knots at 7,000. Beautiful. And then if we come to the approach chart, which is right here, we are going to be intercepting at least probably around 13-14 miles from runway 27 right's threshold, which then will fly down at 2,500, but obviously we'll probably about 3,000-4,000 feet when we established, and grab the localizer and the glide slope into runway 27 right, because we'll be so far out. So we'll follow the glide all the way in, and then just make sure that we hit these restrictions. So at 7.5 mile, we've got to be 2,500. At 4 DME, we've got to be at 1,410, and then at 3 DME at 1,090 feet, 1 DME 450, and then if anything we can continue. We are a Cat C aircraft, so we are going to be 280 feet for our decision height and our decision altitude if we have to go around. So that is fine there. So let's go ahead and we'll come into here. So we'll go to performance now. We'll go to the approach chart, and then what we can do is on this page we can go to DATIS. We can send request. We can send requests for these two and wait for them to come back. Sometimes it's a bit slow, sometimes it's a bit quick. not, I will grab it another way. I'll grab it via vPilot. If it becomes the case. Right, that's fine. These are not coming through. Let me go grab it via vPilot. .meta Heathrow. So we've got winds at 250. So 250 at a 12 knots. Outside air temperature is 14. QNH is 1015. And our barrel for today is 280. One thing we can do is we can go over to here and look at our landing performance. So we can sync from the FMC, sync the weather, 25012, 141015, 193.8, 191.8, so perfectly fine. And then we'll do +5 on that, just in case of anything. Landing technique manual, braking mode is manual, and reversers, yes. So we can go compute. So we're looking at dry runway, wet runway, not needing snow or slush. So it's going to be dry, 27 right. Landing distance 1,367 meters is all we're going to use, so that's fine. And that gives us no speed, so perfect. So we've got a VAP of 137 with a VLS of 132 with flaps full. Lovely. And then that's all good. What we'll do is we'll come into here as well, and then we will do a fix. Oh no, I'm in the wrong place. Flight plan info, fix info, and then we're going to do London, which is that one. We'll do 25 mile. We'll do a 25-mile radius around the London VOR. Fix number 2. Heathrow 27 right. We'll do 10 miles. And then we'll do another one, which is Heathrow again. 27 right. At 5 miles. Perfect. And then that's us got our fixes now. And ready to go. So we got, how long we got? We got 92 miles. 21:39 until descent. So we are not too far away until TD. I'm going to cancel that request, and then cancel that request as well. Have we had any other messages come in? Oh, it's coming in here. Ah, okay. EGNS. Oh. ATC com message record. Oh, I can't even see the messages no more. Oh, that's not good, is it? Opus library. Oh, we might not be able to see the Opus library from that screen. It might be a captain's only screen. A lot of it is captains only. ALC. Ah, there we go. So we got 18 to that, 27016, 10 kilometers or more fuel at 4,500. Tempo in on the 9th of 18 to then 7,000, so we're past that time. Coming at 09 2024 at that time. Which is all good as well. Opus meters. Okay, yeah, we've not had anything in terms of what stand we're going. Shall we go and check where the real life one parked? and we will go off of that in terms of our stand request. Always like to be immersive and get the stand. Sometimes VATSIM will give you a stand, but we've not had a telex come through yet. So this parked on oh, it's away inside the Terminal 3 area. Stand 327 is where we're looking to park. Let me do a stand request on the network as well, just so then we can preserve it. So 327, and we are looking at arrival time of 22:11 Zulu. Perfect. That has now been requested and allocated for us. So 67 miles until TD. So as we go back to the chart, got in mind our initial descent is flight level 300 for today initially. So flight level 300, we've got a QNH of 1015, so we can preset that into the standby area. We'll do that up here as well. And then we'll come down into here and set it on here as well. And then we'll set that back to standard immediately. Other than that, we are pretty much ready for top of descent when it comes around. Been pretty much a nice chill, relaxing flight, to be honest. Still got the sunset happening over here. That's kind of nice. I see a bit of bleeding here from modelling, but that's fine. I just noticed that in the corner of my eye. Another thing we can do before hitting TD is I've just remembered. Let's go set up BTV, shall we? Which is brake to vacate in the 350. So we want to plan to vacate for Alpha 10 Echo because it's a high speed exit. So if we plan for Alpha 10 Echo, and then we can come down via Echo, Golf, and then straight in on the stand. So that makes it handy for us. BTV exit, brake to vacate, and then we've got BTV active. Lovely. It's been so long since I've flown the 350 that I actually totally forgot that I actually had to set that. So lucky enough I remembered just before TD's about to come in. Otherwise, yeah, we would have had an issue with trying to slow the aircraft down. So about coming up to 30 miles until TD, so we're all good. So we've got ILS runway 27 right, landing. Yeah, so we've got ILS runway 27 right, it's landing 27 right, it's dry, and then we're planning to vacate for Alpha 10 Echo. So, brilliant. And we're all set and standing for stand 327 as well when we get in and on the stand. Now in terms of like the push to talk to GSX, I wonder how that works. I wonder if I could just request it in terms of like selecting the stand, but I'm not too sure. It's something new I'm still trying out and getting the hang of to see. Make it a bit more immersive than having to just click on a menu and stuff like that. Or unless it only works when you're on a stand. You know? It's something I might actually just read up on just now, just to see how to do the stand part, unless you can't do it. Okay, no, you cannot. So you can't use it to communicate, to request your stand. You still have to use the menu. So that's good knowledge to know. It's basically for on the stand. It's pretty much only used for like departure. You don't really need it for arrival, especially with the integration that most of MSFS 2024 add-ons have with GSXs. As soon as, for instance, with the Phoenix, if you park on stand and as soon as you switch the beacon off, GSX will start kicking into action to start the deboarding process. Same in the A350, it's the exact same thing. As soon as you turn that beacon off, the ground crew then know, and so the GSX knows that it's safe to approach the aircraft and start its deboarding phase. So, essentially, it's really, really good for pushback and boarding and all that without having to open up the menu, just to give that a little bit more immersion. But other than that, it's not needed for the full duration flight. So, which is all good by me. So I'll go ahead and close down that application on my side, since I no longer need it. So we're coming up to 5 miles until TD into London Heathrow. And TD, so we'll go descent, approach 1, alt blue, flight level 300 blue. And then after an hour and 56 minutes, we are now descending into London Heathrow. Thrust descent. Come up for flight level 350, so with that we'll wind it down to the next restriction, which is flight level 250, to be level for Logan, because we are going to hit the constraint, and we don't want to level off at Barmy when we want to continue a progressive descent into London Heathrow from here. Flight level 300. Mac. Minus 21 on the TAP, minus 46 on the SAT, and minus 3 on the ISA, which is perfect conditions. Descending nice and slowly into Heathrow. Don't really need a fast descent for this. Quite a bit to go until we hit Logan speed. Right, we'll go ahead and turn on the seatbelt signs. Perfectly maintaining green dot as well, which is fantastic. We may have to do another ATIS. So what time was that at? What we'll do is we'll send another ATIS out. We'll send another ATIS out as well. We'll grab two. So Heathrow requested doesn't exist. Stansted doesn't exist. Okay. Okay, we'll just come back to flight plan on that. We'll get, what was time? 2050. 2120. Winds 260 at 12, so it's just a 10-degree direction change. No clouds detected at 10 statute miles. 14 degrees and 1015 still, so just a 10-degree difference on the wind. So still same speed. Speed's not changed. So we're all good there. Come up for our 265, so we'll wind it down to 160 now to be level for Sabre. So we've got alt blue, 160, flight level 160 blue. Descending at 500 feet a minute. So pretty much bang on for what we need. Let me just check that's in radar real quick. See how we're looking. No constraints of any traffic coming in to London Heathrow. We're the only arrival coming in from the east. And there is no traffic coming in from the north or the west or the south. So we've got no constraints on traffic coming into here. There's a few aircrafts on the ground, but other than that, she's a fairly quiet night for London Heathrow. Minus 18. Pretty much still see a sunset happening to the northwest. It's kind of nice still. Company message. There we go. It's a standard we've already requested. We requested this, but it's just telex just coming in now. So stand 327 when we get into London Heathrow. So beautiful. We can print it out just so then we have it to hand. Stand 327 at London Heathrow. Happy landings. Thank you very much. Nice. A little bit high on the profile, but it will catch. It'll chase itself. How far are we from London's VOR? It's 74 miles. Okay. And then our next restriction is 70. So we'll wind that in just now, 70. And then we'll get the speed constraints coming in very soon as well, where we'll manage our own speed. Alright, flight level 190. Perfect. Let's have a look at the approach checklist. Alright, so approach checklist, barrel riff is set to 1015 in standard on 3 times. Minimums is 280, runway 27 right. Runway conditions, ILS runway 27 right, dry, plan to vacate for Alpha 10 Echo. And auto brake is BTV is blue. Approach checklist is complete. Better early to be doing it, but at the same time, better to do it early than anything. We already have 1015 up here already standard because we did it in the small top left corner. So as soon as we're ready, we could just pull this and we'll go to 1015, which will be the local pressure. That's once we get down to 6,000 feet. Perfect, across Sabre, flight level 160. Thrust descent. Thrust idle. To be honest, I don't even know if that's thrust descent or thrust decel. It might actually be thrust decel in the 350. We're losing green dot a little bit, but that's fine. It's just allowing the speed to come back. And then it'll catch, and then it'll go catch it again. But what we'll do is we'll pull the 250 just now. Pull this, so then we can get this on the go again. 1,500 feet a minute. Go almost 1,900 feet. And we'll pull the Geneva lever. To about halfway. $10,000. Lever back in. That disconnected ahead, it's fine, we'll pull it. Till we're past Lambourne, and then we'll vector ourselves to the approach fix of 267. Perfect. Heading, nav blue, BS. Right, we can bring our speed brakes all the way back in now. Cabin ready. Beautiful. Right, we'll descend to 4,000 feet and then we'll fly heading 200. So 1,200 feet a minute. Seems good to me. Standard, pull it once, pull it twice, and 3 times. Perfect. QNH 1015, 6,660 feet for 4,000 blue. Beautiful. No visuals of the airport just yet. I have a plane in visual sight down in the distance, but they're no factor for us. Do 1,000 feet. We'll do 700 feet a minute now. Do 220 on the speed. Turn right heading 225. And we now have visuals of the runway lights. Absolutely perfect. Come down here as well, activate the approach phase, confirm. So So that is fantastic. On the approach, so we've got land 3 single, glide stop blue, localizer blue. Almost 20 miles out from the threshold of runway 27 right. Lock star. Land 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2. Maintain 20 for the now. Just because of our distance. Lock. Start bringing it back to 200 knots. And with that, we'll go speed check flaps. 1. Alt star. Alt. Glide stop star. Glide slope. Beautiful. Right, we can dial 30,000. And then we can bring this back to 180. 180 to 6, and then 160 to 4. $10 miles. Speed check flaps 2. $9 miles. You're down. Right, 160 now. Speed check flaps 3. Checked. Radial altimeter alive. Checked. 6 miles. Right, 5.5 miles. We'll put this in and then we'll go speed check flaps full. And then we'll do landing checklist. Seatbelt signs are on, landing gear is down, 3 green. Ground swells are armed and flaps to full and green. 3,000 at the window. Landing checklist is complete. Beautiful. Right. $41%, 40%. Lovely. Checked. Approach 1. Continue. Firsters, ground spoilers, rollout, BTV. Checked. And welcome to London Heathrow after 2.5 hours. Some the arm spoilers. Bring that all up. We're going to be in by Alpha 10 Echo, and then in by a Golf. It's fine. On the ground now anyway. We don't have to worry about the traffic. Ooh. Where's our taxi light? Looks dull as anything. Right. We can do our after landing checklist. So after landing checklist, ground spoilers are disarmed, are down disarmed, flaps are up and 0. Landing lights are off, wings are off, strobes are off, auto, APU is starting, and TCAS is standby, predicted wind shear and radar is off. After landing checklist is complete. And that will just be the parking checklist. So into here via Golf, and then we'll grab our stand, which is stand 327. You want to select this parking anyway? Yes. No. We'll grab Menzies, I think. 327 is down here, so this version is not on it. We've got American here too. Love. There's some expand on that as we come round. 329. What's the next one on the left? 327. Beautiful. 327 is identified. Light off. And we'll say cabin disarm doors and cross check. Oh, we got no marshal. Oh, there we go. There's VDGS. Parking brake is on. APU is available. Blades on. 1 and 2 is on. Turn the ground controller as well. And beacon light off. Brilliant. Welcome to London Heathrow. Parking brakes hot. Are they hot though? That's the real question. Oh, only one of them in. It's only the inner. The inner left is a bit hot, but other than that, all the other brakes are fine. So all good. Right, parking checklist. Parking brake is set. And the wing lights are off, and the engines are off, and the fuel pumps are off as well. Parking checklist is complete, and now we can request a deboarding. And with that, we can go chucks and the GPU. Beautiful. And there you have it, chat. Chat? I'm not live streaming. I'm so used to live streaming. But yeah, there you have it, YouTube. Welcome back, or welcome to London Heathrow in the Inibuilds A350 all the way from Helsinki. hopefully you guys all enjoyed that flight. It was kind of a vibe, to be honest. We had a bit of ATC. We didn't have any ATC for our departure, but we had ATC for a bit of the cruise over Copenhagen, and then we had no ATC into London Heathrow, unfortunately, even though South Centre's just logged on, which we kind of just missed, but it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, hopefully you guys all enjoyed that. If you did, be sure to press the subscribe button, hit the post notification bell, drop us a like, drop us a comment, give us any route ideas that you have, and yeah, great suggestion from whoever, I can't remember who suggested this. This one's been on my to-do list for a while. But yeah, very nice flight. Definitely need to get back in the 350 again. It's been a while. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one, and I'll see you guys in the virtual skies very, very soon. Till then, happy landings.